Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 7 of And the Oscar Goes To, my series of daily short videos on who I believe will win, and in some cases, who I think should win the big prize come Oscar night, March 2nd. So, as we're going through these, if this is your first time joining us, we go through the order that films are created, roughly. So, we're on the next step. We've talked about our screenplays, we've talked about our directors, we've talked about our pre production crews. So now it is time to shoot. And so we have to have our actors, which means first up, we are going to be looking at the nominees for Best Supporting Actor. And those nominees are Yura Borisov in Anora, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice. Let's look at our 5 here a little closer. First up is Yura Borisov, who plays Igor, a kind-hearted henchman who acts against his nature. Now, while he needs to enforce the behaviors as expected of him by his boss, and he can be quite intimidating, he also recognizes when things are wrong, he needs to speak to this. And of this set of nominees, he presents probably the most subtle of all the performances. Kieran Culkin plays Benji as a whirlwind of emotion, and he tears through the Polish tour group that he is traveling around the country with. Proving to be the antithesis of his cousin David, he smokes weed, he fast talks, and he helps others see that life is meant to be lived, though ironically he holds a dark secret, and when this film enters the third act, Culkin is truly a powerhouse. Edward Norton plays Pete Seeger, the prominent folk musician and close confidant who played a part in making Bob Dylan the musician that he has become known to be. Norton goes on a journey that takes us through the ups and downs of the turbulent relationship he had with Bob and all of the other musicians that he used to corral while organizing yearly folk festivals. Then we have Guy Pearce, who plays Harrison Lee Van Buren Sr., a developer who fosters an interest in Laszlo Toth, a European architect. As Pearce's Van Buren begins to become more embroiled with Toth and his family, he paints a character of a certain time who is not afraid to let out his inner demons and prove that power corrupts and also controls, and in turn gives a powerhouse showcase. And finally, we have Jeremy Strong, who plays Roy Cohn, a lawyer who can make your skin crawl just as easily as his character slithers his way into the air of our would-be president back in the 1980s. Strong uses his commanding screen performance to give us another loud character who won't back down to anyone, although here he also has a chance to downplay things at times. Okay, so I enjoyed all of these performances this year. There really wasn't a weak one in the batch. But, who I believe will win and who I believe should win, I mean, is pretty much a no-brainer, and everyone's probably skipping this thinking, we know where this is going to go. And even though some say that the character he plays is very similar to the character he played on Succession, which I haven't seen, so I can't speak to it, but I think it's a clear note. We all know that when that envelope gets open, it's going to be the person who's been dominating the season, and that is Kieran Culkin. He has been given a wonderful performance that has been sweeping awards season, so when that envelope's open, no doubt we're going to hear his name called again. All right, so there we have it. 1 acting award down, 3 more to go. Tomorrow we are going to take a look at the Best Supporting Actress. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.